Hello, BookTube. Hello, BookTube. Well, hello, Dolly. It's so nice to be back home where I belong. I don't know why I'm singing this. It's like I left BookTube or whatever and I'm coming back. That has never happened. I've always been here. But anyway, I am Juan. I'm just one reader, and this is gonna be a very narcissistic video for me because this is gonna be a wrap up of everything that I read in February and March. And what I mean when I say that this video is gonna be very narcissistic is that this video really is more for me than it is for you guys. It is a video in which I really want to pat myself on the back or the shoulder or whatever this is. I want to feel good about myself as a reader. I really do, because you know, my 2019 reading year has gone sort of slowly, not terribly, but I mean, because I've been reading consistently every single day, many books at once. So I feel good with what I've read, but I haven't really had that kind of frenetic, manic, like feeling of accomplishment, of reading books. You know, it's been like very slow and very sort of flat. So I want to make this video to sort of visibly see what I've read and feel better and feel more motivated to keep going. So I hope you don't mind. So in February and in March, I read 7 things, and so let's just get it right into them. So the first one was The Shadow in the North by Philip Pullman. Oh, the light just went off. There it is. This is like the Haunted Mansion. Anyway, so this is The Shadow in the North by Philip Pullman. This is book number 2 in the Sally Lockhart series. And I enjoyed it, but I had some problems. The story was very contrived and it felt like a Mexican telenovela, let me tell you. I mean, I have seen Mexican telenovelas that are less contrived and far-fetched. So there was definitely a lot of eye rolling going around when I was reading this book, but you know, notwithstanding, I just love these characters and I love Philip Pullman's writing. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Philip Pullman. So this was not the greatest thing that I've read or reread by him, but I still gave it 3 stars because those characters. Then I read Foe by Ian Reid. This was a great book that I read thanks to Rick, our very own Rick from the channel Another Book Vlog. He is a Canadian booktuber. He has a wonderful lyric tenor voice, I think. And this book was great. It is literary science fiction. It is about marriage and relationships and what people project to other people and what people hide from other people. And it is very, again, freaking light. Can you make up your mind? It's gonna turn on in a few seconds. I know it. I'm waiting for you. Lumos. Lumos. Anyway, I think it's dead now. Well. Oh, there it is. It's a freaking old lamp. Keeps doing that. So anyway, this was a sort of very nuanced exploration of those issues of, you know, marriage and what we project onto other people and what other people show us and what that reveals about ourselves. It is very entertaining. It is very creepy and suspenseful, even though it is literary. So it's a great book. It's a book that I have been recommending quite a bit because it is addictive and super engrossing, but very thought-provoking as well. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Then I read Kiss of the Spider Woman by Manuel Puig, an Argentinian novel. I read it in the original Spanish, El Beso de la Mujer Araña. And this book is all about these 2 characters who are cellmates. They are in prison and they tell each other stories. They talk to one another constantly. They develop a friendship, a relationship, etc. And it is written in a way that is very interesting and sort of cool. It pretty much reads like a play. It's told mostly through dialogue, and I really liked that aspect of it. There's also a lot of so this book is also a kind of exploration of homosexuality, and there's a lot of theories about why homosexuality happens in people, in humans. And the author sort of, it's like this book is fiction and nonfiction at once, because it explains a lot of these theories of human sexuality, homosexuality in particular. I enjoyed this book, but I felt like rhythmically it was uneven. Like, I felt like the author was trying to do several things at once, and it was too much. So it wasn't my favorite book, but it was okay. It gave me something to think about, so I gave it 3 stars. And then I read what is probably my favorite book of the year so far, and that is Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. This book was very difficult to read, and it wasn't difficult because of the subject matter, even though the subject matter definitely is incendiary. This is a book that really provokes a lot of things. It evokes a lot of reactions from people and from the reader. And but that's not the reason why this was difficult for me personally. It was difficult for every other kind of reason. This was very complex, very laborious. Like, I really wanted to be precise and careful when I was reading this book, so I definitely took some time to do some research, watch some interviews, some lectures, some reviews, some opinions. I just really wanted to get the most out of this reading experience, and I think I did. And that's why I love this book so much. It's not so much the book itself, even though I did love it, but it's also the experience that I had when I read it. So I gave it 4.5 stars, and I look forward to rereading it again sometime in the future. Then something completely different, The Bookshop Book by Jen Campbell. This book is like, book heaven. I mean, this is heaven for bookish people. This was just perfect. It's a book that is so full of love, and it gave me joy and hope, and it made me hopeful for, humanity. And, one of the things that Jen Campbell says constantly throughout this novel, throughout this text, nonfiction text, is that there's a reason why book selling and physical books will always be around forever. And it is because of the relationship, the connection that is established when you enter a bookshop or a bookstore and you wander around and you have this sensual, sensory experience with the object of the book, the paper, the people who sell the books. It's reading is not as good or as complex an experience when you just buy a book online, like on an e-reader, on a Kindle, and you just read it there, or when people do audiobooks. It's not the same experience as when you go purchase the book, someone tells you about the book, someone hands the book out to you, and you read the book and you develop an actual physical relationship with the object. And I certainly agree. That's something that I've always thought. All my life I've thought that people who read ebooks or people who do audiobooks, I feel like they are missing out on a great part of the experience, because that's a part of the experience that I myself really like. So The Bookshop Book is a great book that will restore your faith and your love in and for humanity. So definitely go ahead and read it. I gave it 4 stars. Then I finally finished Stranger Things Happen, which is a short story collection by Kelly Link. And this one was kind of a mixed bag for me. There were some parts of many different stories that I really enjoyed, but there wasn't one story that I really liked. So I'm kind of lukewarm on this collection. It was kind of disappointing because her other collection that I've read, Magic for Beginners, is absolutely amazing. So this one was kind of a letdown. I gave it 3 stars, I think. And the last book that I finished reading was in this period of February, March, was La Biblioteca Mágica de Bibi Boken, which would be the magical library of Bibi Boken. This was written by Danish writers Jostein Garde and Klaus Hagerup. I don't know how to pronounce this. I really don't. This is an amazing book about books and about reading and about writing. It is a book that you will really, really love if you can read it in Spanish or in any other of the translations that are available. I don't think it's available in English, but if you can read this book in any translation, go ahead and read it. You will like it. It is about reading and writing and thinking about stories and storytelling and why storytelling matters and why children need to learn more about the stories that they already have inside of them. So I absolutely loved it. It was a 4-star book for me, 4.5 star probably. Yeah, really enjoyed it. And there, I feel better. I feel like I've been reading something. This is great. Thanks for watching this very narcissistic video. I am Juan from Just One Reader, and I really hope that April and the upcoming months of the year are a little faster for me, that I feel reading accomplishment, what I call reading accomplishment, like feeling that you are constantly reading and actually finishing books, because that gives you that kind of rush that I've been lacking. So anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.